So good afternoon, student. Alice, Ayushi, Nirmay, Shantosh, Ivraj, Rajkumar, Jayant, Samir. Good afternoon, all of you. Join fast because as I told that today we will go for a heritage walk. Okay. So all of you join fast because today's video is little bit 23 minutes, more than 23 minutes, and we people are having only 30 minutes class. Okay. So all of you join fast. And as I told that today we will go for a heritage walk. So are you excited, student? Are you excited? If you are excited to go for heritage walk, so please type EX in the chat box. If you are very excited to go for a heritage walk, so all of you please type EX in the chat box. EX in the chat box. EX in the chat box. Okay, fine. Very good. So we will go for our first heritage walk. Let's see today which state we will go to see, which state for heritage walk, which states. Okay, so watch the video very carefully. Okay, the video is little bit big, but in that everything it is given there. The temples, the beach, the forest, okay, wildlife, everything, then dishes, culture, dance form, everything it is given there of one particular state. So you observe it carefully because I am going to give you worksheet, a question in the form of MCQ or a subjective that you have to attempt. Okay, not today, tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay, children. So let's start our video.
When it comes to tourism, the magnificent state of Odisha is touted as India's best kept secret. If you have had the privilege of visiting Odisha, you would agree that it is the land of cathartic spiritual experiences and immortal architecture. Odisha also has a rich artistic heritage. But do you know that it's also a fun place to explore, with beaches, wildlife sanctuaries, and a cuisine like no other? Over the next 6 weeks, we will embark on a journey of discovering Odisha. So let's get the show on the road.
Odisha is located in the eastern part of India. The state of Odisha was officially formed on the 1st of April 1936. But its illustrious history dates back to centuries ago. Rich in heritage, Odisha is home to a plethora of ancient temples, splendorous monuments, and other architectural wonders. Together, these exquisite structures radiate beauty and power.
Under the dynamic leadership of Honorable CM Srijukta Naveen Patnaik, Odisha has transformed to a new heights in tourism sector. Therefore, we call it the best kept secret of India.
Odisha is the land of ancient temples and historical wonders. Bhubaneswar, the capital city, is dotted with more than 700 exquisite temples, earning it the moniker the City of Temples. The monuments are not just restricted to places of worship, they are of immense historical significance and stand testament to the glorious architectural heritage of the state. You can visit them for their mythological importance, or like me, to simply marvel at their architectural splendor.
With its intricately carved temples, Odisha is a treasure trove for architecture enthusiasts. While many of them are living temples, some have been declared heritage monuments. The place where the language of stone surpasses the language of man. This is how Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore once described the Sun Temple, also known as the Konark Temple. Built in the 13th century, it's listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. an outstanding example of temple architecture. The Sun Temple draws tourists from around the world. Built by King Narasimhadeva, the temple is designed in the shape of a colossal chariot with 7 galloping horses and 12 pairs of wheels carrying the mythical sun god. The architectural excellence transfers you to another era. The structure, symmetry, and elaborate detailing have the power to leave you spellbound.
While the Sun Temple is renowned for its architectural grandeur, the Jagannath Temple in Puri is known the world over for its annual Rath Yatra.
The temple is home to Lord Jagannath, which translates to Lord of the Universe. The majestic Jagannath Temple is one of the prominent Char Dham pilgrimage sites in India, and it sees a huge footfall of devotees and tourists every year.
With the blessings of Lord Jagannath, is not only a pilgrimage destination, it offers a lot to all the tourists.
Not just Puri, even the capital city Bhubaneswar houses a plethora of iconic temples. Mukteshwar Temple is one of the most refined and beautiful temples in Bhubaneswar. The most striking feature of the temple is the Torana, or the arched gateway, which is one of its kind in Odisha. The 10th century temple is also famous for the stone arch and sculptures depicting stories from the Panchatantra, an ancient collection of fables. The Mukteshwar temple is widely regarded as a miniature gem by historians for its precise and well-proportioned craftsmanship. The Lingaraj temple is another prominent landmark of Bhubaneswar, as it happens to be the largest temple in the city. The central tower of the temple is 180 feet high, and the complex has 150 smaller shrines in its spacious courtyard. The presiding deity of this temple is known as Tribhuvaneshwara, from which the city has derived its name.
If you look at what Odisha offers to tourists and visitors, it's a platter which very few states can match. From spiritual and heritage tourism to beach tourism, ethnic tourism, eco-tourism, wildlife tourism, a very diverse and rich set of fairs and festivals. So we will be leveraging and building upon all of these experiences.
Odisha is also a window to the ancient world of Buddhism. It is home to the diamond triangle of ancient Buddhist settlements of Lalitgiri, Ratnagiri, and Udaygiri. The grandest of all excavated Buddhist sites in Odisha is Ratnagiri. Excavation first started here in 1958, revealing the presence of a flourishing monastic settlement. The beautifully carved entrance gate of the monastery is one of the most photographed Buddhist structures in the world. Located 13 kilometers from Ratnagiri is Lalitgiri, the oldest known Buddhist monastery in the state. Centuries ago, Lalitgiri was the focal point of a Buddhist.
Students, are you enjoying? Are you enjoying, student? If you are enjoying, then please type Y. Are you enjoying, student? And Srivatsa, you have written there, ma'am, video is not clear. because I am also observing at video, it is very much clear, beta. Maybe you are having the network problem, but the video it is very clear. So, okay, fine. You all are there and enjoying. Very good, fine. So, we will start.
University called Pushpagiri. The other two sites making up the rest. One can only imagine how grand this university would have been. Nestled between the foothills of two mountain ranges of the Eastern Ghats, Udayagiri is the biggest Buddhist complex in Odisha. The remains consist of a huge monastic complex, a Mahastupa, two brick monasteries, and a massive shrine complex. According to some historians, there could be more sites around this area. While most part of the heritage in Odisha can be seen in the form of monuments and ruins, some of it can also be experienced by staying in centuries-old palaces. Owners of different palaces like the Owl Palace, Belgadia Palace, the Kanal and Gaj Lakshmi Palace have converted their forts and residences into homestays. The idea is to offer tourists a taste of royalty and a peek into a bygone era.
Odisha is located on the eastern coast of India along the Bay of Bengal. It is home to some of the most pristine beaches I've seen, and each one has a different feel. There are beaches that are secluded, ideal for those seeking privacy and solitude, and of course the more popular ones, bustling with activity and adventure.
The ocean stirs the heart, inspires the imagination, and brings eternal joy to the soul. These aren't our words. American artist and conservationist Robert Weiland said this, and we couldn't agree with him more. Sharing its coastal front with the Bay of Bengal, Odisha has some of the best beaches on the country's east coast. The Golden Beach in Puri is one of the top ones. It's been certified the Blue Flag Beach by the Copenhagen-based Foundation for Environmental Education for its water quality, environmental management, top-notch facilities, and proper safety measures. It is one of the cleanest and prettiest beaches that I have seen in India. I am mighty impressed by how well it has been maintained. At a distance of 35 kilometers from the Golden Beach is the Chandrabhaga Beach in Konark, a few kilometers away from the Sun Temple. It's an idyllic spot to watch the sun rise and go down. The vast expanse of the Chandrabhaga Beach offers many options for water sport lovers. There is a rescue team deployed at the beach to ensure the safety of adventurers. Chandipur is the only beach in Odisha where you can experience how dramatic nature can be. During low tides, the beach recedes up to 5 kilometers twice a day. I even spotted people drive on the dry sand. The Gopalpur beach is another popular destination for tourists. As the beach is east-facing, the sunrise and sunsets here are spectacular. You can also take part in some water sport activities at this beach, like jet skiing or take a banana boat ride. This beach also has a huge flea market, perfect for picking up some souvenirs for your loved ones.
The Hirakud Dam is built across River Mahanadi. It is one of the oldest tidal projects in India, being the first post-independence major multi-purpose river valley project in India.
Like most other mega dams, it is a multi-purpose scheme intended for flood control, irrigation, and power generation.
It's also a popular tourist destination, with manicured gardens and a roadway service taking visitors from the runoff to the reservoir. There are also watchtowers with views over the endless expanse of water.
You may have seen the Hirakud Dam in videos and pictures, or heard about its grandeur from different people. But to see this engineering marvel with your own eyes is a different experience altogether. Located 16 kilometers north of Sambalpur town, this is the longest earthen dam in the world. From horizon to horizon, the Hirakud Reservoir
maybe
the
network
beauty of the mighty
problem,
Hirakud Dam,
because
however,
everybody is,
is
I'm
best experienced
seeing
through a
that.
sun
Just a minute. Network problem is there. Is it clear? Please check video result. Current resolution is okay. Maybe network problem is there. Okay. Fine. Ma'am, it is not buffering. Ma'am, not buffering. Okay. Fine. It's not buffering, no? Okay.
1 kilometer drive.
So we will
across the
continue. Okay, students, we will continue.
The largeness of the dam and its surrounding waters leave you in awe.
Once upon a time, Odisha was known as Utkala, a land excelling in arts. The state's heritage is reflected in its paintings, sculptures, and handicrafts, and this rich legacy of art is thriving in many of its villages even today.
Archaeological sites and monuments serve as the backbone of Odisha tourism, but the soul of Odisha is reflected through its art and culture. So, when you are done marveling at the architectural splendors and scenic beauty, you can discover its rich culture and indulge in some retail therapy. A place that you must visit is the Pipli village, located just a kilometer from the national highway that connects Bhubaneswar and Puri. The applique work at Pipli is among Odisha's most famous art exports to the world. Applique work is basically a sewing technique that involves stitching a small piece of fabric onto a larger one to create a pattern or design. You can pick from a wide range of applique handicrafts such as wall hangings, lanterns, lampshades, umbrellas, bags, bed sheets, and other utility items. Around 30 kilometers away from Pipli is another paradise for art lovers, Raghurajpur, a small artisan village. Many traditional award-winning artists live here. The quaint village is widely popular for its Patachitra art, which is essentially painting on a piece of cloth, often depicting teas, mostly limited to religious themes. Tala Patachitra, also known as palm leaf engraving, is another fascinating and detailed art form that you can't ignore. Other art forms like traditional stone carving, dokra art, and sabai grass craft are also marvelous to look at. According to art historians, handloom weaving in Odisha goes back to 600 BC. Human figures in many ancient temples give an insight into the kind of clothes that were worn. Today, more than 4 lakh handloom weavers in the state are involved in producing a wide range of textile products. Odisha handlooms go beyond Sambalpuri and Bumkai saris. There are many other GI tagged weaves. And your trip to Odisha is incomplete if you leave without experiencing its traditional music and dance forms, be it the Chow dance, tribal Dandanacha or Odissi, one of the most popular classical dance forms in India.
Odisha is also a haven for wildlife and ecotourism with ample chances of remarkable wildlife sightings. The different parks in the state are as varied as they are rewarding. The birding opportunities at places like Mangalajodi and Chilika Lake are known as some of the best in all of Asia, drawing birdwatching enthusiasts and wildlife photographers from the world over. The Bitterkanika National Park is also an exceptional place to explore, famous for its dense and wide mangroves and larger-than-life crocodiles.
The Bitterkanika Wildlife Sanctuary is surrounded by a thicket of mangroves. It has India's largest mangrove ecosystems, second only to the Sundarbans. It is best experienced via boat ride. The boat meanders through a network of creeks and canals where you get to see crocodiles basking in the sun on the riverbank. Other animals like deer and migratory birds can also be spotted.
Odisha has got 20 sanctuaries, and not only sanctuary, one national park. It's rich with wildlife. It has got
This
Asia's
I will
largest
little
freshwater lake, that
bit
is Chilka.
forward, okay?
Nestled along the Hirakud Reservoir, the Dibrugarh Wildlife Sanctuary is a hidden gem. You can find animals crossing the road to quench their thirst. During the safari I spotted the lesser whistling duck, sloth bear, peacock and sambar. For nature lovers seeking solitude, along with wildlife sightings, the Satkusia Tiger Reserve is an ideal destination. You must spend a day at the Satkusia Sands Resort, which is located on the foothills of majestic mountains facing the Satkusia Gorge. I advise you to take out some time in the evening for boating in the gorge. Similipal is another place where you can experience the calmness of nature. It's not just a tiger reserve, but it's also a national park, wildlife sanctuary, and a biosphere reserve. Similipal boasts of majestic waterfalls, and it also has the highest tiger population in the state. If it's only the birds that you enjoy watching, head to Chilika Lake. Every year, as winter sets in, millions of migratory birds from different parts of the world, such as Siberia in Russia, flock to the lake, making it the largest wintering ground for birds in the subcontinent. Some of the major species of colorful birds that can be found here are purple heron, purple swamp hen, black-winged stilt, and northern pin-tailed ducks. What you must also know is that these ecotourism sites are managed by local people.
The unique thing about the ecotourism in Odisha is that it is managed by the community. So about 80% of the revenues that are generated go back to the community. Though the infrastructure is created by the government, it's handed over to the community and the community runs it.
So when you visit, you are also supporting forest-dependent communities.
You can't finish a story about Odisha being a traveler's paradise without mentioning the hospitality of its people and the incredible variety in its cuisine. With its heavy coastal influence and mustard flavors for mains and show-stopping desserts like the cheesy chenapoda, Odia cuisine is simply delectable. If you have a curious mind and an adventurous palate, you are in for quite the treat.
If you live for the love of food, Odisha won't let you down. Communities that live along the ocean typically include some form of seafood in their diet. And in Odisha, you are spoilt for choice. Prawns, crab, lobsters, numerous fish varieties. One can indulge in fresh and delicious seafood meals. Other delicacies like dalma, pakala, and pitta are also a must-try. The temple food in Odisha is also quite popular. I tried the Mahaprasad at the Jagannath temple. The food is simple, yet it tastes heavenly. But no matter what you eat and where you eat, don't forget to finish your meal with the delectable chanapora, a quintessential sweet dish of Odisha.
We call it India's best kept secret, but we don't want to keep it secret anymore.
over the last half an hour, we have given you a whistle-stop tour of Odisha.
Here we finish our this first heritage walk. Okay, students. So I hope you enjoyed a lot. Now I will share the attendance link. So all of you submit your attendance. Okay. So just submit your attendance. All of you submit your attendance fast. And whatever thing you have observed, now keep try to put it in the note or somewhere you have to note down in your notebook or anywhere, because I am going to give you the worksheet. Okay, so tomorrow or day after tomorrow I will send, okay, in Google Classroom, and you have to send your answer also in that worksheet submission also at in a Google Classroom only. Okay, so thank you all of you. And the next heritage walk, after 15 days, we will go for the next walk. Okay, so thank you. Have a nice day.